Hello, hello. We're gonna continue with Mushroom Oasis. Yeah. So last time we left off at where Michael is showing us his farm garden. But yeah, Michael leaned closer, beckoning me to pet Rosie. Mm, she was so soft. Rosie's the oldest. She doesn't lay eggs anymore, but I couldn't bring myself to you know. So I brought her some friends. Marmar came first. Sunny's a more recent addition. What do you think? Do you make a good family? I laughed and nodded, watching as Rosie nuzzled into Michael's chest. I didn't expect chickens of all things. Were you expecting something else? I was expecting it to be someone else. Oh, no. When you look like me, people generally don't stick around. There's that negative self talk again. You don't even look that bad. His eyes flicked to mine, a look of pleasant surprise crossing his face. You really think so? Yeah? You can't be that naive. Naive, Firefly. I mean it. He let out a polite scoff as he scratched Rosie's head absently. You genuinely believe people wouldn't run away at the sight of me. Well, I didn't. His mouth turned smug, the corner of his lips lifting just a bit. Of course you didn't, because you couldn't. Shoot, he wasn't wrong. I was pretty much paralyzed in his bed when we first met. But, but I still don't think you look that bad. That's so. Describe me then. What? You heard me. Look at me and describe what you see. For a second, I thought he was being condescending. Condescending. But looking at his eyes, all I could see is a bit of playfulness. Uh, he looked at me expectantly, eyes shining. You're tall? Go on. You have blonde hair. He gave me an amused squint, his left ear twitching. What else? You have green skin and a tail. He chuckled, though there was though there was no malice in it. But that's not all, is it? He definitely expected me to say it straight. Oh, fine. So you don't look human. So what? He hummed absently. As I was saying, animals generally don't care if you look like a monster. My heart twisted at his words. His passive nonchalance somehow makes it worse. Michael, you're not. A tug at my shoelace caught my attention. A light brown hand stood at my feet, her eyes beady, shining. What? I did not write. What? I did not read that right. Oh my gosh. Her beady eyes shining. Sunny flapped her wings almost expectantly. Aw, I think she likes you. Go ahead, pick her up gently, like how I did with Rosie. I hesitated, but slowly lowered myself to cup Sunny by her wings. Lifting her up, she was quick to nestle herself until she was perfectly comfortable. Uh, until she was comfortably tucked under my arms. I could feel her wings wiggling as she nuzzled to my side. So cute. Michael's gaze softened as I cooed at the chicken, mimicking her small clucks. So, did it help? Cheering you up, I mean. Oh, so that's what this was. A fuzzy feeling bloomed in my chest as he looked at me, chicken in his arms and concern on his face. A little bit, yeah. Only a little. I snickered, rolling my eyes. Okay, mister. A lot. That's more like it. His proud grin was infectious. I couldn't help but I I have trouble reading. I love me some rose tea. But anyways, I couldn't help smiling back. We spent a bit more time with the hens, petting them until they're satisfied. Michael even showed me the spot where they like to have their dust bath. Okay. I don't know why I thought uh chickens can have water baths, but I guess I was wrong. Dust baths, huh? Kind of like hamsters? I don't know. Little chicken-shaped holes scattered about in the dry soil underneath the coop. Once the gals had enough of us, we refilled their water container before leaving. He left some treats, procuring them straight out of their procuring them straight out of his pockets before shutting the gate. The girls' excited chatter over the fruit faded as we made our way back inside his cabin. Oh, that was loud. I sat by his bed as he crouched down by the fireplace. From the window, I could see the sun outside was getting higher. It might be close to afternoon now. Hey, Michael. Hmm? He looked at me. No, he looked up at me from where he was stoking the fire. I rubbed my arms, unsure where to place my gaze. I think it's a good time for me to go now. I didn't. My expression fell, but I caught myself quickly. He done his best to cheer me up. It'll be inconsiderate towards him to leave in a bad mood. I might have to accept that I'll never see Miwo again. I think it's better if I focus on moving on. He was quiet for a moment, hands inside his pockets. If you say so. But you don't have to leave just yet. We still got plenty of daylight left, and there's some places I want to show you. Won't you come with me? I had to decide. Oh, quoi. I didn't even get to make the choice, but sure. I promise I'll take you home right after. He took another step towards me. Please, Firefly? I didn't want to say it, but he looked desperate. Okay. I'll go with you. The joy in his face was shining bright as a billboard. Great. Let me get our stuff. He disappeared into the kitchen, returning with my backpack in one hand and a satchel in the other. He passed it to me as he walked by towards the front door. Huh. Almost forgot I had this. Rifling through my bag, I found cat treats, Miwa's collar, a broken compass, and my phone. The battery was dead, though. The battery was dead. Still, that's one less thing to worry. About. Wow, the main character is such a, like, cat lover, huh? Cat treats, collar. Crazy. I checked through my bag once more, finding an empty water bottle. I frowned, distinctly remembering where I forgot to pack water for my trip. Or at least Michael told me I did. Didn't I? You ready? I looked up at Michael, startling as I spotted a large crossbow in his hands. He followed my gaze and shrugged, albeit a nervous smile, like he'd been caught doing something he shouldn't be doing. Shouldn't be. He quickly strapped the weapon to his back and out of sight. Don't worry, I'm not gonna use it unless necessary. I would hope not. He chuckled at my indignant tone. You think I'm gonna let you out in the woods without guaranteeing your safety? I made a promise to get you home, so this is extra precaution. You don't think it's a bit much? Better safe than sorry, Firefly. He did have a point. If anyone knew these woods and the danger it held, it would be Michael. I glanced over him again, noticing he had changed his oversized cardigan for something more outdoor appropriate. His eyes tracked mine, shoulders stiffening as a tint spread across his face. So, shall we? He opened the door and waved me out. I stepped outside to glance around his front yard. The landscape wasn't anything special. It was actually left quite plain, just thick with trees and foliage. Only paths of dirt and flattened grass clued me in the routes Michael would use as he comes and goes, webbing in all directions trailing to the front door. Come to think of it, anyone passing through would be able to spot Michael's house if they squinted through the trees carefully enough. I guess he was right that nobody's walked through these mm, walked through this area in years. I heard a door. Girl, I'll be reading words that don't even not even on a screen. I heard a lock turn before Michael joined me by my side. He smiled wide. He smiled wide before tipping his head in the direction, making sure I was behind him before start walking. I was hesitant, but followed suit. It was quiet as we traveled, save for the sounds of nature calling out around us. The weather was bright and warm, the sun casting pretty rays through the gaps in the trees. I had to admit, it was enjoyable. Enjoyable at it was. Is it? Am I reading this wrong? As it was, the bird calls and rustling of leaves as we walked. Somewhat brought bad memories. Yesterday was miserable. I was lost, tired, and hungry. There was a chance I wasn't going to make it out alive. I watched Michael's back as he led the way, the man barely paying any mind to his surroundings. His ear would occasionally flick back in my direction, but overall he seemed confident on where to go. Having Michael as my guide home was definitely a great assurance. It made me even more grateful that he found me when he did. I sighed and shook off the feelings. Negative, negative feelings, keeping pace while appreciating the fresh air. I stepped up next to my companion, willing my voice to speak after plenty of silence. This is actually kind of nice. Hmm? A good old nature walk. I coughed into my fist, feeling embarrassed. I don't go outside as often as I should. Michael smiled kindly. I'm glad I get to bring you then. Yeah, feels different when you know where you're going. Actually, where are we going? He sensed my nervousness and laughed. Don't worry, we're almost there. I looked up and saw it before he even pointed it out. A clearing in the distance, the trees growing strangely sparse in that area. I held my breath. I noticed the grass slowly starts dot with flowers. Delicate blooms swing here and there in the breeze. As we got closer, Michael watched me as my mouth dropped open, a knowing twinkle in his eyes. It was breathtaking. A secluded little meadow of flowers lit up by the by beams of light, making the scenery resemble a page from a forgotten fairy tale. Butterflies in flitted in flitted about in pairs. Butterflies flitted about in pairs, their wings flickering and com- hmm? complementing the surreal yet enchanting ambiance of the whole place. Michael let me gawk, gawk, gawk. I sort of got the trends are making words sound weird. Some more before walking ahead, turning to face me before sitting down to relax on the grass. He slipped off his satchel and laid it on the grass by his side along with his crossbow. I blinked out of my stupor and approached him, spinning around to drink everything in before plopping myself down next to him. So, what do you think? Pretty, isn't it? Oh wow, we got it like close up. Yo. Oh my god, he's actually really cute. I nodded dumbly before finally glancing to face him, the man's gaze on me softening as our eyes meet. So cute. A butterfly approached us rapidly, making me flinch